So good morning, everybody. It is the 13th of April 2022. This is Family Business Practice Professional SIG group. And today we are we're going to welcome Catherine Every, who's going to talk to us. She's from Pippin Consultancy and she's going to talk to us about time management. So I'm going to pass over to Catherine, who's going to screen share and start her presentation.
Lovely. Hi, everybody. Let me just share screens. Lovely. Can everybody see my screen?
We can.
Yes.
Thanks.
Great. Okay.
Thanks, Catherine.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much for coming this morning. I'll start with just a little introduction to me to kind of set the scene a little bit. I've been a freelance copywriter since 2004, and I founded Pippin Copywriting in 2012. Which means that on the 1st of June this year, I'll be celebrating 10 years in business. Unfortunately, in a complete failure of the system I'm about to show you, it's also the day I get married. So the celebrations for the 10 years will be slightly delayed with the wedding celebrations. I'm a B2B copywriter. I work with businesses of all shapes and sizes on copy and content of all different types. So my ethos has always been kind of pretty straightforward and basic. It's just to try and do a good job and be a nice person to work with. It was reassuring to have this kind of approach backed up when I went to a training session with one of the copywriting world's most famous copywriters, Andy Maslin, a few years ago. And it was a workshop about running a freelance copywriting business. And he made the point that you don't have to be the best copywriter in the world, but you do have to be the nicest to work with, the most reliable, just the person that is easiest to work with. So that's the way I try to work. So that's kind of where the inspiration for this presentation came in today. So when I first started my business, it was very small and I wasn't particularly busy. So when clients would email me and say, can I have this blog? I would say, yes, of course you can. I'll deliver it on this date. I'd get to work straight away and I'd email the blog over on that date. And then I got a little bit busier and my time was a little bit more constrained and a little bit disorganized. And one day I had an email from a client that said, I'm just managing expectations with my own client. Could you just let me know when I can expect that blog that you promised me? And I looked at it and I thought, I haven't written that blog yet. It's due today and I haven't written it. Minor panic, quickly set to work, got it done, got it off. Then I started to get even busier and I promised things to clients in what seemed like a reasonable time scale. And I'd also promised other clients work in that time scale. And so I was always kind of fighting fires, trying to get stuff done for deadlines where I'd overpromised and kind of not really thought about when I was going to factor this work in. So I was running around in ever decreasing circles and I needed to find a solution because it just wasn't sustainable for me living in this kind of state of chaos. So I was wondering what I could do, and happily somebody did introduce me to a system that I started using before I started Pippin Copywriting, and I'm still using it today, and it's a system that really works for me. It's what's called the default diary. I think other people call it time blocking, and it might be something you've come across, but certainly it's something that really works for me. So I use my Outlook calendar for it. You can set in Outlook calendar, you can set events to be kind of one-off events, or you can set them to recur on certain days and certain times. So that's the system I use. And let me talk you through the way that it works. So you start off with what are called your big rocks. So this is the immovable stuff. And so I use this for my personal stuff. So I like to set aside time for lunch because I like to take a break from the screen and just kind of recharge, go outside, get a bit of fresh air. Then there's all the stuff I do in the evening. So I know when I need to stop work by if I'm going to get to these different things in the evenings. You can also have things in there like hair appointments, school pickup times, dentist appointments. Whatever you need to put in there that you can't miss. So once you've got those in, so I work with some regular clients and I have set days that I work with them. So I add those into them. And with some clients, I charge on a kind of hourly rate. So I pop in the different projects in each hour, and other ones I have a kind of day rate. And so I set aside the time for the client on those days. So that time's blocked out. I know that that's when I'm going to be working on that item. And I know that I can't book anything else in during those times. So then when I get approached by an ad hoc client, I can see at a glance when I've got time available, and then I can book those one-off clients in and say, yes, I'll be able to work on those things on Mondays and on Thursdays. So I can start to look at how long a project is going to take, and then therefore when I'll be able to deliver it by. So I can say, I can deliver it to you on this date. I can also allocate time to look at amends on those projects. So I can say to a client, I'll deliver you a first draft on this date. If you get the amends back to me by this date, then I've set aside time to work on those on this date. So you'll have a second draft next week. So they can start to manage their own time and know when they're going to need to set aside time to look at work that I've sent over to them. So that's how I do that. Then I need to think about admin time and working on the business rather than in the business. So I set aside an hour every morning to do admin tasks, so stuff that's come in overnight, little bits and bobs that need to be done, bits of accounting things, just bits of, the sort of business, day-to-day business admin. So I can see, I can start at things, the calendar starting to fill up. You can also see that I've got regular times where I have calls with other copywriters and we catch up and share best practice. I've got kind of social work things on a Friday afternoon where I might go and meet somebody for a drink and have a sort of catch up. And yeah, so I've got the system, and I can see exactly what I've got in when, because I've color coded all of the different types of work. I can see at a glance whether I'm spending too much time working with regular clients, and is it starting to get dangerous if I'm working with regular clients every day of the week? What would happen if I were to lose one of those regular clients for some reason? There'd be a big hole in my income. So I need to kind of manage the balance between regular clients and one-off clients. Am I spending too much time working on the business rather than in the business, or vice versa? I can see that at a glance and take action if I need to. Apart from the default diary, there are some other things that I use to make sure that I'm using my time effectively. And if there's quicker ways of doing something, then that's what I do. So I use Xero for my finances. It's online accounting software. I absolutely love it. If you want to know more, Ian Jarvis in the practice is the person to talk to about it. He's the kind of the guru of Xero, but it's a fantastic system. I use auto entry for my expenses. So if I'm out and about and I buy lunch, or I buy, a train ticket or whatever, or parking ticket, I snap the receipt on my phone. It uploads it to the system. It extracts all the text from it automatically, so I don't have to think about, doing expense forms for myself. It automatically creates something in Xero for me that I can allocate and then repay myself. When it comes to call scheduling, there's that kind of hassle where you back and forth with somebody saying, yes, it would be great to have a call. Can you do Monday at 2? No, I can't do Monday at 2. Can you do Tuesday at 10? No, I can't do Tuesday at 10. That kind of annoying back and forth email conversation. I use a system called Calendly, which is on my website, where I block out time when I'm available for calls, and I can just send people a link and say, yeah, you can see my diary and book a call on these times. So it sort of saves that back and forth. I'll be available at certain times at certain days, and the person I want to talk to can see when their calendar matches up and fits. I've got loads and loads of templates in my Outlook, so I might use my Outlook signatures to create loads of templates to save me typing emails that I send the whole time. So like a first draft email, or requesting a testimonial, or yes, let's work on this project. Maybe let's work on this project. No, this project isn't for me, that kind of thing. I can just quickly zap in the template and off it goes, rather than spending even, 5-10 minutes typing an email that you type so often. It's just a bit of a waste of time. I've also templated my proposal document. So if I'm going to send a proposal to somebody, I just need to fill in the details and the timescales and the prices, and that's ready to go. So that saves time when I'm putting proposals together. I also have an accountability buddy. We catch up every Friday. You might have seen that in the default diary. We catch up every Friday to make sure that we are focusing on the things we should be focusing on. And we say, you know, last week we said we were going to do this. Did we do this? Yes, we did. To make sure that we don't let things slide. I think, like lots of freelancers, I'm quite guilty of not keeping the marketing going quite as well as I should. And when I'm busy, marketing slides off. So my accountability buddy helps me to keep on track, to make sure that I am doing stuff to work, to kind of promote my business, even when I'm busy. So I've always got that steady pipeline of leads. The reality in this highly organized seeming system is that my desk is still covered with post-it notes and scribbled notes and lists of things to do, little things to remind myself. There are notebooks everywhere. I try to use the urgent and important and not urgent and not important matrix to kind of work out when I need to do stuff and how, you know, how long I can put it off for if I need to, or whether it needs to be done immediately. And for me personally, the default diary and all of these little systems have really helped me to feel in more control of my business and manage my time more effectively, so I'm not working too late. And I've kind of got that work-life balance right. That's it. That's me. I'd be really interested to kind of talk to people about the systems that they use and see if, you know, see what else I can add to my system and improvements I can make. Thank you ever so much for your time.
Catherine, thank you very much. That was really useful.
Thank you.
I'm going to stop recording.
And I'll stop sharing.